The first man to smash Kell Brook's face at GGG Boxing. Standing with him is the next guy to smash Kell Brook's face. Hashtag ready when you are. As you can see on screen, that is Amir talking about a potential matchup with Kell Brook. And various news sources in the UK, mainstream newspapers, boxing websites, so on and so forth, even Kell Brook's promoter Eddie Hearn, have been saying that signs at the moment are looking promising that a fight between Khan and Brook could eventually happen in 2017. Eddie Hearn says Khan is making all the right noises. I don't want to quote Eddie Hearn directly here. I want to try and keep this video as short as possible, but I'll leave a link to the Guardian newspaper where they're quoting Eddie Hearn directly below, so you know that I'm just not making this up. I do actually have sources for what I'm saying here. So yeah, there's positive talks at the moment going on between the two teams. Khan had previously said that Kell Brook is just a tune-up for him to go on to bigger and better things in bigger fights. How much of that is trolling and how much of that is Khan being deluded, I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. But will Khan take a fight in the interim before fighting Kell Brook? Is he that confident that he don't even need to do that? When you've got all these big fights taking place as well in the United Kingdom, you got David Haye, Tony Bellew, that'll be at the O2. Whether you like it or not, that's a big fight in the UK. The UK public know about David Haye, and to a lesser extent, they know about Bellew, and for whatever reason, they want to see that fight. It's sold out very quickly, and there's a lot of interest in it. So you've got that taking place. You've also got Joshua Klitschko taking place at Wembley, which will be a massive fight. So if Khan is to fight Kell Brook, where are they going to fit that in at? It's most likely going to have to be in the summertime, or maybe even late in 2017. Because I can't see them having another pay-per-view around the same time or in between Haye, Bellew and Joshua Klitschko. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not sure the boxing public would want to pay for all that in one go. And also you've got Eubank Jr., even though it won't be a big event, but you got Eubank Jr. taking on some random obscure Australian fighter for some random obscure title. So where will they fit a Khan Kell Brook fight in? Logistically, you let me know what you think about that. And in terms of the fight itself, both guys are coming off losses. Khan's was a devastating knockout loss. Kell Brook's was a stoppage defeat where he didn't get knocked out, he didn't even get dropped, but he did take a lot of punishment and he did suffer a bad injury to his eye. Also, when it comes to Kell Brook, he has to have this Errol Spence situation resolved. Is he going to fight Errol Spence? Apparently Kell Brook is in training right now. We assume, and some of us hope, that it's for the Errol Spence fight, because I certainly want to see it. So if that's going to take place beforehand, I mean, that's no mean feat to defeat Errol Spence. He'll have to get past that. And maybe the outcome of the Spence fight, in fact, not maybe, but probably the outcome of the Spence fight will influence whether or not the Khan Brook fight actually takes place. Because let's say Kell Brook loses to Errol Spence, he's no longer got a title. Would Khan still want to fight him? Probably not. And if he did, he'd be demanding a ridiculous split. Whether he deserves it or not, I'm just telling you, this is what Amir Khan would probably do. And if Kell Brook defeats Errol Spence, he'll feel that that's just bolstered his status as a welterweight champion, and he might demand more money from Amir Khan. He might start getting difficult in the negotiations after that, particularly if the Errol Spence fight is, once again, another pay-per-view, which it is likely to be. So there's positive talks, but until they're in the ring, I wouldn't really, be getting my hopes up about this fight, to be honest, because there's a lot of things that have to take place before this fight can happen. And I know there are instances where fighters will sign for fights well in advance of the fight actually happening. They might have a fight or two in between them actually stepping in the ring. A good example was the recent Sergey Kovalev-Andre Ward fight. They signed for that fight, several fights before? So you could get a similar situation with Amir Khan and Kell Brook. We'll see. A lot can change. I hope the fight happens because both of them are still, particularly Brook, relatively fresh. So I hope it happens. Khan has been through a lot more wars and tough fights and whatnot. In fact, Khan's probably closer to the end of his career than Kell Brook is right now, at least in terms of freshness. But he is still somewhat relevant, at least in British boxing. So if the fight don't happen now, then, in 2017, then it's really completely past its sell-by date. Because you'll get Khan totally washed up and then eventually he'll be like, okay, I'll fight Kell Brook. And it's like, okay, Kell Brook's going to beat up a washed up Amir Khan. It don't quite have the same magic to it as it once did. So let me know what you think about this, people. Khan and Kell Brook. Will it happen, or will all the logistical issues that I've talked about in this video get in the way and prevent it from happening? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's Hatman, I'm out.